Welcome to our extraordinary life, a wild ride of freedom, adventure, and not conforming to the norm. So buckle up and come along for the madness. It's gonna be out the gate. Welcome back to the Bay of Plenty. This episode we go full circle and end up in the same spot we started in. But in between, it's all lots of adventures, fun, and beautiful scenes, so let's get into it. Hey team. So we ended up heading to the east coast. We went to Matata, spent the day at the beach. But we have like an extra 4 days, and so we were kind of bored because Tauranga is only, 45-minute drive from there. We're like, what are we going to do for 4 days? So we actually decided we're going to go back to Rotorua. Yep, with 3 days to kill, we headed inland on Galatea Road. One thing I love about the North Island, everything is so close. Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
that's me.
We're back in Rotorua, and we're playing tours for the day, and we're going to go luging. It's expensive, but it's going to be fun. Yeah, win a row. It'll be fun.
Carla, it's a bad time to tell you that I'm afraid of heights.
Swing the gondola!
That's where we're headed, up the hill. That's quite a short gondola, isn't it?
Jesus.
I'll tell you a story actually. One time, not on this gondola, but on the one in Queenstown, me and my mum, we went up and long story short, she broke her ankle at the top of Queenstown Hill and she had to somehow get down, and so they had a gondola like this and they had to take this window out and this window out, and her stretcher lined along like this, and her head was sticking out one side and her feet were sticking out the other side. It looked so funny. We got the gondola and luge combo with 5 luge rides, and it costed us $93 each. Personally, I think it was worth it, but if they could have like a discount for actual New Zealand citizens, then I'm gonna try and GoPro it. I'm gonna try video it, and so purely for that sake, I'll be at the back so I can get you in the shot. Alright, so I don't know if this is actually allowed, but I popped the GoPro underneath my sports bra and tried to film as much as I could. Man, it was so much fun, and I'm so glad that we got these videos to remember the amazing time we had. We actually had such a blast. We had a beautiful day, beautiful weather. It wasn't that busy, so I 10 out of 10 recommend the luge and gondola in Rotorua. That was awesome. I hope you guys could see that. That was tucked in underneath my bra. We were exhausted, so we found somewhere to sleep and woke up in paradise. Morning, team. Look where we woke up this morning. Woohoo! When I say it's like 10:30, but it's been rainy, so it's finally gone sunny again. And it's the first time we've been to this lake. The sun's out, and look how clear it is. Wow, hey. Back on the road heading east, I looked up on Google Maps a place where we could walk the dogs. It was called the Karaponga Reserve Old Hydro Dam and Waterfall, and thought this would be the perfect place to take the dogs for a walk. Plus you can't go wrong with the gravel road. As you can see that, Karaponga Reserve meets out the gate, or out the gate meets Karaponga Reserve. You're allowed to bring your dogs. This is why we're doing it, because not many walks in Rotorua you're allowed to take your dogs, so I'm stoked about that. One of the earliest hydroelectric power stations in New Zealand. The power station was first constructed in 1922 to supply power to Whakatane and was reconstructed and recommissioned in 1996. So it's going, or anyway, but we just have to be careful of that. No, Kyla, the hydro dam is not still operating. Thankfully though, it means we get to go on this awesome walk. Dense New Zealand native bush, dog friendly, what more could you ask for? Another side note, slightly on the sadder side, I don't know if any of you guys follow us on Instagram, but our little sausage dog Chummy has come down with a back injury, so she's currently unable to walk properly. So this was actually one of the last walks that we did where she was walking completely normal. She had a little skip in her step, she was jumping, going over rocks, under logs. So come and have a look, check out Chummy's last adventure in the bush. Check out this tree root that's grown along the concrete wall. That's pretty good. And let me just clear things up. She hasn't died, although the vet did opt for us to put her down. How? No, she's still got some life in her. But she is in recovery mode and she's doing really well.
Everybody's favourite game. What are the odds of you going for a swim at the bottom of the waterfall?
We match my odds?
Yeah.
Okay, considering it's a 40-minute walk back to the car, wet, I'm going to go with 5.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, 2.
3.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, 2.
4.
Oh, no one's going
We're safe.
swim.
Been to the waterfall and we've just come back to the site of the old hydro pump thing, and we were leaving and I was looking in the trees, and in the bottom there was this ceramic fuse. It was a bit dirty. It says it's a Kit Kat brand, 35 amp or 3.5 amp, made in Britain. I'm going to do some research and see if it is from this. Could be. Pretty cool. And I'll leave it there as a wee Easter egg. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it's absolutely just started pissing down. We're not far from the car, maybe a couple of minutes, but she started pissing down, and Teddy's not happy. He doesn't like the rain one bit. Here comes Charles. Charlie's a wet weather specialist. Young Chummy, she's not happy either. Let's go.
Even though we got soaked and Ted got a little bit cold, I highly recommend the Karaponga Hydro Dam and Waterfall walk, especially if you've got pups. Anyway, we're heading east to find a spot for the night, and we stumbled upon Pukahina Beach, the furthest north freedom camping spot. Morena team! We just woke up from a lovely night. We stayed right at the end of Pukahina Beach. There's 3 or even 4 freedom camping areas, but the one we stayed at was right at the end of the peninsula. Because it had the biggest car parks, and it was also driving down the road.
Feels like we're in a wee parade.
Yeah, everyone's waving at us. It's so funny.
They're friendly, I love it.
Very friendly. And we talked to a local surfer last night, and he says like heaps of people do the commute here to Tauranga, which totally makes sense. I think it's only like 45 minutes. So how cool is that? You get to live at this beautiful beach and then just commute to town for 40 minutes.
Seems like a lovely wee beach community.
It was time to head into the Papamoa Tauranga area as we'll be spending the next 3 days doing work, life and play. What in a team? Let me show you where we are. Whoa. Pretty cool. Did we stay here? No. Because all the self-contained places were full. We wouldn't have fitted anyway. So what we did is another place we can add to a list of places that could be good to stay is like a new subdivision. Now all the new subdivisions are fenced off in Papamoa, so you can't actually stay like in them when they're being built. But if you just stay like kind of on the cusp by the fences, like there's no houses around because the houses that are around aren't occupied because they're being built. And so you're not disturbing anyone, no one comes down there during the day. Even if all the self-contained areas are full, we just tried to find somewhere that we weren't disturbing anybody, and it was only another 5-minute drive to the beach anyway, so that's our story. If you're looking for places to park, look for subdivisions that are being built. The Tauranga area is to me all about waterfalls, so we chased another one called Raparapaho Waterfall, about a 30-minute walk and 30-minute drive from Tauranga. And do I recommend it? Of course. Warning though, if you've got bad ankles or bad knees, I do not recommend this walk because it is steep. My knees were hurting by the bottom of the hill.
It may not look it, but this trek to the waterfall is pretty steep and gnarly. I like it. Slow down, Ted. Don't be a dick. They're pretty steep. He's like hopped his way down, didn't he?
Once you've made your descent down the hills, you're greeted with a beautiful, clear river. Perfect for swimming in the summer.
So this track here is pretty cool. It just winds along the river. Follows it up. I'm not sure how far away this waterfall is. I didn't ask Kyla because she won't know anyway. She normally says it's like a half-hour walk and it turns out to be about 3 hours, so we'll just walk in. When we get there, we get there. Poor Chummy's shivering. Second walk of the day, she's over it. Slippery! We've made it to the waterfall. It's reveal time! So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but there is a rope that goes up the waterfall there, which means, Kyla, everyone's favourite game, what are the odds? What are the odds of you climbing up that rope? It's a decent swim too. You have to hold Teddy back. What are the odds? Oh, no. Yeah, I will. 10. 3, 2, 1, 8. Oh. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
9. Oh. Oh! Safe again. Don't drop Chummy. Don't do it. It's slippery. Nice.
So we just visited Rotorua Falls, and because we have a little bit of time to kill, we decided to go to another waterfall in the Bay of Plenty / Tauranga area, and we're going to Ormanoa Falls, which is actually my favourite waterfall in the whole of New Zealand so far. But this was a long time ago when you could actually walk to the waterfall. Now you can only just walk to a viewing platform, but I want to show Louis anyway, so come along with us. I just saw rushing beautiful water and I must create power.
We can harness.
I must use it. Reading about all the history. They've got like history talking about the Māori aspect and their land and what it was used for previously, or what it should be used for, and then they've also talked about the power station history. So I give this walk a 10 out of 10.
Question is, Kyla, are we going to do the 662 stairs? Moderate to high fitness level.
Well, look, they even tell you like it goes down and then it goes up. This is so fancy. They've really done such an awesome job.
Yeah.
The information signage they've got going on this walk is out the gate. Okay? It is so well done, and the falls itself are absolutely stunning. Please go and do this walk.
It looks like there's even a cafe here. It doesn't look like it's quite open yet. They might be finishing construction still, but this place is awesome.
The next couple of days was just training and working, so we didn't film anything, but this is what we have to say about our time in Tauranga. After some incredible days in Mount Maunganui and Tauranga, we trained. I did a gymnastics workshop at Physical Impact Gym in Tauranga, and just catching up with new friends and old friends. We are now back on the road and we're heading to Whakatane. Oh yeah, baby, we're heading south to Whakatane, but not before stopping and filling up our water in Edgecumbe, and finding a little bit of fun along the way.
We are in Edgecumbe, just pulled up to fill up our water tanks and walk the dogs. We've just found this here, obstacle course. So of course, Kyla thinks she can do it. Kyla's gonna run the gauntlet.
Kyla got a time of, I think it was like 10 seconds and 10.3 seconds. Let's see if Louis can beat it. 3, 2, 1, go! Louis got DQ'd for using performance-enhancing drugs, so we decided to head to the beach so we can reflect on the actions that we've chosen. That's work.
He's got the beach digging contract.
As the sun was setting, it was time to find a spot for the night, and boy did we find a spot.
Parked up in the coolest spot. I can't wait to reveal it tomorrow. Ooh. You can't see anything now, but that is the ocean and it's so close. Alright, it's bedtime here. Everyone's tucked up. If you want to know where I sleep, have a look. So we'll pan round to the bed. We've first got Queen Chummy here on the bed. We've got Teddy over the back, Charlie laying across there, and Kyla taking up about a third of the bed. So if you wonder where I sleep, I've got two options. I can either sleep here, I can sleep on a 45-degree angle through here, or I can sleep under here like a coffin. So I just basically go like this, and I just sneak my body in here and just slide in. It's really easy and really comfortable.
Welcome, Thornton Beach, to the top 5 locations we've stayed in the truck on this trip. Boy, was it a goodie. So I've decided I want to make pancakes this morning. This is our view. This is the barbecue Louis set up for me. And this is how I melt my butter. And then I'm going to mix it in this bowl. I should probably get a bigger bowl for cooking, but maybe at the op shop when the weather's meant to pack in at the end of the week. And so my goal is to be in a place that has a few op shops, because I want to like maybe get a bowl and maybe like a top, and yeah.
Plain butter for me.
I like to dip mine in like uncooked batter, but I'm going to try one with this guy. Pancakes and a glass of milk. Can't get any better. We are somewhere in between Whakatane and Thornton Beach. We heard from a local that you could drive along the dunes and get all the way to Thornton Beach, so we thought, let's give it a go and see if the truck can hack it.
Sitting down here at the mouth of the river in Whakatane. There's a few little rippers having a wee surf out there. The dogs are just having a play, and I think we're going to go try and find our camping spot for the night and a place we can do a bit of a workout. And I heard Kyla's cooking a brownie later.
We made it to Whakatane, and we decided to celebrate by having our first pie in over 2 months, eh? And was it a success? No, it was a bad pie.
The search for the best mince and cheese in New Zealand continues.
Yeah.
And I can say the bakery, I'm not going to name any names, but it was probably in the top 10 worst pies I've ever had. Worse than a dairy jelly meat pie.
I actually think mine was the worst pie I've ever had as well. So we're not going to name and shame, but maybe in Gisborne, if there's any good pies, we'll find it.
Mince and cheese. I just want a goodie. I want some flaky, nice pastry.
Buttery, flaky, crispy.
Buttery, flaky, crispy, crusty. Yeah. I don't ask for much. I just don't want it to be cooked in the microwave.
Back on the road, heading to our last stop before plans change. This is Te Ahioa Reserve.
Now, I think we could be at our third beach of the day. We are not far from Opotiki, a lovely wee estuary area. We're going to stay the night. We're parked up with a few other camper vans. So That's going to be fun.
This spot here is a freedom camping area, however the only downside is that it's right by the side of the road, so a little bit noisy, but you get this beautiful estuary to play on. The clay cliff and rocks are so fun and so beautiful. And at this reserve, this is the time Louie and I checked the weather forecast and saw that Cyclone Tam was heading to New Zealand, and we wanted to be nowhere near the coast during that. So we ended up heading inland back to Lake Matahina, the best decision we've made yet. And this time, we got to soak in the scenery and have a play on the water. Check out these drone clips. If you're looking to get away from the crowds that the Bay of Plenty sometimes brings, go along Galatea Road and check out this lake and river and drive. It's absolutely stunning and you feel pretty secluded. I'm about to do something I've never done before. Louie made the awesome suggestion to try surfing behind the boat. I'll put the detail of the lake here. And so yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. Handmade handle. I don't know if this is the correct term. I've tried wake skating before. Couldn't stand up. So, and I've never done wakeboarding or like anything else, skiing, nothing. So, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it today. Louie reckons I should start by kneeling on the board and then, without using my hands, somehow stand up. And I'm gonna give that a go.
Just jump, make it happen. I don't know.
How do you think this old girl went behind the boat, eh? Not bad for her first time. Maybe next time we'll get a faster boat. Anyway, that's all I can squeeze into this episode of the Bay of Plenty. The next episode, Out the Gate, explores the Whirinaki Forest, Taupo, and heaps more. So make sure you subscribe to get the latest videos. We appreciate you all so much and catch you on the next one. Bye!